Somewhere behind your cat's eyes, there's a file with your name on it, and it's not labeled human. It's not even labeled owner. You probably assume your cat sees you the way a dog does, a leader, someone to please. Real research says that's flat out wrong. And once you know what your cat actually filed you under, you'll never look at a headbutt, a slow blink, or a 3 a.m. need session the same way again. Subscribe if you want more of this, because we're going 4 layers deep, and each one gets stranger than the last. Layer 1. If your cat doesn't see you as human, what does it actually see? John Bradshaw spent over 30 years at the University of Bristol trying to answer that, and what he found broke a lot of assumptions people carry into cat ownership. Bradshaw noticed something dogs and cats do completely differently. Dogs, the moment they meet a human, visibly shift their behavior. They read us as a separate category entirely, with a different rulebook. Cats never make that switch. There's no evidence they keep a separate mental drawer for humans at all. Part of that comes down to how differently cats were domesticated in the first place. Dogs were bred deliberately, over thousands of years, to work directly alongside us. Cats never got that treatment. They mostly domesticated themselves, drifting into human settlements to hunt the rodents our grain stores attracted, and even today, most of the world's cats still breed freely with feral ones. Genetically, your cat stayed a lot closer to its wild ancestors than your neighbor's dog did to a wolf. That's also part of why some cats warm up to people so much faster than others. Kittens go through a short socialization window, usually somewhere between 2 and 7 weeks old, where positive handling from a person shapes how comfortable they'll be around humans for the rest of their life. Miss that window, and even a well-fed, well-loved cat can stay guarded around people forever. Watch what your cat actually does around you. It rubs its face along your shin. It walks past with its tail standing straight up. It grooms your hand with that sandpaper tongue when you sit still long enough to be worth the effort. Every one of those is something a cat does to another cat it already trusts. Not a human version of the behavior, the exact same behavior, aimed at you. You got filed under cat. A big, clumsy, not especially graceful cat, but a cat all the same. That tail-up greeting isn't a compliment invented for you. It's the identical signal one cat gives another it feels safe around. The headbutt against your shin works the same way. It's a scent-marking greeting cats give each other, not a human-specific gesture. Even the slow blink fits the pattern. Between two cats, a slow blink means I'm relaxed enough around you to lower my guard completely, and your cat is using the only version of that signal it has. And the kneading isn't random either. It's a leftover kitten behavior, the same motion a nursing kitten makes against its mother, and your cat never fully retired the habit. It just moved the target. The target is you. That also explains the mice. The dead ones your cat leaves by the door aren't a gift picked out for you, and they're probably not food for you either. Bradshaw's read, laid out in his book Cat Sense, is simpler. Your cat decided that spot is a safe, quiet place to bring prey back to. You just happen to live there. So the first layer is this. To your cat, you are not human. You're cat-shaped enough in every way that actually matters to a cat's brain. Layer 2. If your cat just sees you as a generic fellow cat, why does it snap its head toward your voice and completely ignore a stranger's? Atsuko Saito, at Sophia University in Tokyo, tested this directly. In her first study, with 20 cats, she waited until owners left the room, then played recordings of strangers calling the cat's name, followed by the owner's voice doing the same thing. Ears turned, heads moved. Something in the cat's body registered a difference the second its own person's voice came through, a difference that never showed up for the strangers. She pushed the question further in a later study, with 78 cats this time, using a method called habituation-dishabituation. She played decoy words that sounded almost identical to the cat's real name, over and over, until each cat got bored and stopped reacting at all. Then she played the cat's actual name and watched whether its attention snapped back. Most cats' attention did. And when she compared cats living in single households to cats living in cat cafes, where dozens of different people use a cat's name all day long, the household cats were far better at picking their name out of the noise than the cafe cats were. Recognition like this isn't automatic. It's built through repetition with a small number of specific people, which is exactly why two cats in the same house can react so differently to the same visitor at the door. So here's the complication layered on top of the first answer. Your cat filed you under cat, but not under just any cat. It knows exactly which one you are. That also explains something that frustrates a lot of owners. Saito's own research found cats often recognize a call and still don't respond to it, which is exactly the aloof reputation cats have carried for years. Recognizing you and bothering to respond turned out to be two completely separate things. Quick one before we go further. If a specific memory with your own cat just clicked into place while you were listening to that, drop it in the comments. It's oddly satisfying watching which behavior finally makes sense for people. Layer 3, and this one's a little sneaky. Your cat has a sound it saves only for you. Karen McComb has spent her career studying animal communication, everything from elephants to lions, but this particular study started with her own cat. He kept waking her up every morning with a purr she couldn't ignore, and she wanted to know why. At the University of Sussex, her team recorded cats purring in different situations and played the recordings back to 50 people, cat owners and non-owners both. Everyone rated one specific kind of purr as more urgent and less pleasant than the rest, even the people who had never owned a cat in their life. When McComb analyzed the sound itself, she found out why. Hidden inside that ordinary, contented purr was a high-frequency spike, sitting around 380 Hz, close to the pitch of a human infant's cry. Your cat had learned to bury an urgent, almost baby-like signal inside a sound you already find soothing, which makes the whole thing nearly impossible to ignore. That might be exactly why the purr that wakes you up at 3 in the morning feels so different from the purr your cat makes curled up on your lap, already fed and content. Same sound family, completely different job. That urgent version doesn't happen between cats. It isn't a natural cat sound at all. It's something your cat built specifically to work on you, and only you. 3 layers down, one left, and it's the one that explains why losing a cat can hit as hard as it does. In 2019, Kristen Vitale's team at Oregon State University ran an experiment borrowed straight from human infant psychology called a secure base test. Decades earlier, a psychologist named Mary Ainsworth used a similar setup with human toddlers to define what a secure attachment even looks like in the first place. Vitale wanted to know if that same framework, built for human babies, applied to something as commonly dismissed as an aloof house cat. Here's how it works. A cat and its owner sit together in a room the cat has never seen before. After a couple of minutes, the owner steps out, leaving the cat alone in that unfamiliar space. Then the owner comes back in. What the cat does in that exact return moment is the whole experiment. A securely attached individual, whether that's a human toddler, a dog, or apparently a cat, calms down fast once its person returns, then goes back to relaxed exploring. An insecure one either clings desperately or avoids the person altogether, still visibly stressed even with its person standing right there. An anxious cat might trail you from room to room and cry the second a door closes between you. An avoidant one might act like it barely noticed you left, while underneath, its stress hormones are telling a completely different story. Vitale's team tested 79 kittens between 3 and 8 months old, along with 38 adult cats, and found that around 65% responded exactly the way securely attached human infants do, settling almost instantly and going back to confident exploring the second their person walked back in. That's nearly the identical percentage researchers already knew about in securely attached human infants. At this point, your cat isn't just recognizing you or saving a special sound for you. Your presence is functioning as its actual source of safety in an unfamiliar world. They retested about half those kittens 6 weeks later after extra training and socialization, expecting the extra bonding time to shift the results. It didn't. Attachment style barely moved. Whatever decides how your cat responds to you was mostly already set, not something you can train your way into after the fact. Vitali's team has also pointed to how much this matters for shelter cats specifically, where understanding attachment security could change how a cat is fostered and eased into a new home. Put all 4 layers together, and the picture finally locks into place. Bradshaw showed your cat filed you under cat. Saito showed it's not just any cat, it's specifically you. McComb showed it built a sound that only works on you. And Vitali showed the reason underneath all of it. You're the one place its nervous system fully lets go. You're not the owner. You're not quite a fellow cat either, not exactly. You're the thing a kitten never really stops needing, wrapped in every rub against your leg, every purr that won't let you sleep in, every knead into a blanket that's really still nursing, and every walk back across the room for no visible reason at all. Knowing all this can actually change how you act around your cat, not just how you feel about it. Research on cat-initiated contact from Dennis Turner has found that the relationship tends to be calmer and stronger when owners let the cat choose the moment to approach, instead of reaching in first. Slow blink back at your cat instead of just staring. Let it walk over to you instead of scooping it up. You're not just being polite, you're speaking the exact language your cat already filed you under. So next time your cat headbutts your hand out of nowhere, gives you a slow blink from across the room, or purrs you awake at 6 in the morning, you'll know exactly what's happening underneath it. That's not performance. That's one of the oldest systems in a small mammal's brain, still active, still choosing you every single day you come home. If this changed how you'll look at your own cat tonight, subscribe for the next one, and tell us in the comments which layer explained your own cat best.